Hello, my name is Thomas Williams. Today I'll be presenting the second half of the video speech project in which we expand upon the initial idea by researching two organizations in hopes of helping bolster our initial idea. Just to recap, the issue that I identified within my community had to do with the racial and economic historical divide that is Troost Avenue, dividing the city north and south. And the way that I was going to approach that particular issue was to campaign an organization to increase the frequency and a number of locations that they promote a certain event that has to do with equality, diversity, and overall breaking down the barrier that is Troost Avenue. And so that organization that I wanted to campaign towards was called Troostapalooza. Naturally, they're going to be one of the organizations I need to research a little bit further today and that we'll be presenting on, as well as a second organization called the Kansas City Diversity Coalition. The reason why I picked them, they are primarily aimed at addressing issues dealing with sexual orientation. However, as we take a look a little bit closer at what they actually promote, we'll see that they provide a number of different ideas that we can take and apply to this particular initiative. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first thing I've pulled up is the Troostapalooza website, in which we just take a look at exactly what their goals are, what their mission is, and kind of how they go about promoting their event. Again, the event is just annually, so this website isn't updated the same way that ours would need to be updated. We go down and we see what their values are. Troostapalooza aims to celebrate the community, bringing together neighbors, small businesses, and entrepreneurs. This is to coalesce the community and raise awareness for some of these nonprofits and local businesses. It's a free and family-friendly event between 30th and 31st Street. So obviously what they're trying to do is bring together the community, coalesce the community, and break down some of the barriers that have previously existed as a result of Troost, that Troost divide. The schedule, or the event has a festival schedule. This is common throughout any type of these events where we need to make this fun, family oriented, and provide an environment for people to come together and break down some of those barriers. Moving on to the Kansas City Diversity Coalition, the first thing that we'll see is that they're actually being promoted on Facebook, different than the Troostapalooza website. And so we can learn from this that the Kansas City Diversity Coalition thrives within their presence on social media. I think that would be important for us to take into account. The one thing with the Kansas City Diversity Coalition that's going to be a little bit different is the number of events that they put on. So we can see that throughout 2018 we've got a multitude of events that are going on, all intent on promoting their particular mission and their value. So let's take a look at that real quickly as well. Like I said before, this is going to be more so aimed at the LGBTQIA community within Kansas City, but it's going to be promoting, the leadership and coalition building for the empowerment of that community through advocacy, education, and community development. So while that's a slightly different mission than the particular idea that I've got in breaking down that Troost Avenue barrier, it does not differ so much in the sense that we are still dealing with equality for disenfranchised groups that have to deal with different intersectional issues. And so as we apply this back to some of the readings that we had in class, Patricia Hills Collins and Cyril Bilge in their column, or in their article Intersectionality, really talk about the intersectional frameworks that exist as a result of race, gender, sexual orientation, geographic location, and how all of those things build into economic disadvantages and economic inequalities. And so I think that that same intersectional approach applies for both of these organizations. It'd be really interesting to talk to them specifically about whether or not they take an intersectional approach towards analyzing how they can go and promote the change that they're looking for. The other thing that is important with both of these organizations has to do with Crowley's piece on rhetoric. Naturally, these two are trying to promote a social change where rhetoric is a huge portion of how they go about communicating the message that needs to be communicated to the masses to be able to make these social changes prevalent. So it'd be really, really great to talk to both these organizations about how they use rhetoric, whether it's through the actual event itself or through promoting the event in different different campaigns that they put together. At either rate, both of these organizations are really, really great organizations to kind of model my initiative after. And I think that if I had the time to go out and interview some folks and spend a little bit more time researching exactly how they go about doing their particular events and promoting their initiatives, it would be really great for my idea of breaking down that barrier that is Troost Avenue in Kansas City. Thank you again for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.